Welcome back to the PI Show, viewers. It's that time of the show where we've got Kathy and O'Mailbag. Good evening, Kathy.
Good evening, Tony, John,
Good
viewers,
evening,
good evening.
How'd you find the episode?
It was great, actually. I thought the What's in the News segment was really, really interesting, especially given that people are going out on their own limb to do cosmetic surgery. It's a bit frightening. But the case law and Don, again, very informative and extremely educational and extremely sad circumstances for the first case that you spoke about.
Vanity is big these days.
It is.
Right across the board.
Absolutely. But yes, we all have to take care, especially with cosmetic surgery, I think so. Okay, well, I'm going to jump straight into the questions as we've got lots to get through. And viewers, again, thank you for writing into us. Question 1 tonight's to the PI Show. I am a father with 2 children and we were involved in a car accident in May last year, and as a result I suffered injuries which left me in hospital for 4 weeks plus a week in rehabilitation. My daughter still suffers from the broken arm and my other daughter hesitates when I brake suddenly in the car now. The accident was no fault of mine. Should we seek legal advice? And this is from Arthur in Frankston. John, look, you know, that's a really sad circumstance, especially for the children. How can you advise Arthur?
Yes, Arthur, it's a nasty situation you've been in. You need to seek legal advice. The children may have entitlements for an impairment benefit and maybe a serious injury down the track. Yourself, if you haven't gone back to work, well, you're entitled to weekly payments, lots of earnings and maybe lots of earning capacity benefits pursuant to the transport accident laws of Victoria. There are various benefits and medical and like expenses also that should all be covered by the Transport Accident Commission. You need to see a lawyer, someone expert in transport accident law, to help you with this situation.
John, 4 weeks in hospital is a long time.
Exactly. Yeah,
we don't know. Long time.
We don't know the full situation here. Someone that's when someone tells me they've been more than 1 week in hospital, you need to really see what's going on.
And any rehab, you'd think that there's something nasty.
Exactly. Yeah.
And would the children have to be 18 before they can raise a claim, John? Or
No.
Can they do so?
They
may have already raised a claim. We don't actually know from Arthur at this point.
You should lodge a claim ASAP in regards to the injuries for your medical and like expenses, and thereafter the benefits.
John, one of the problems I've found is that people don't realise they've got to lodge a claim within 12 months and report it to the police. And the other thing too is outside 12 months, the TAC can extend a period up to 3 years. After 3 years, you're gone. There's no rights.
Yeah, they've changed the law recently where after 3 years, that's it. You will lose.
You've got to be very careful.
So
anyway,
Arthur should seek legal advice
that's
immediately.
Correct. Yep.
Well, we hope that's helped, Arthur. Moving on to question 2, to the PI Show. I had an accident in March 2010 when I was cycling home from work. I was travelling towards a train crossing and a car from the opposite direction was turning right across my lane. The accident occurred as we intercepted each other. As a result, I have been out of work and have undergone 2 operations. I am right-handed and it was predominantly my right side that was affected. The operations were to replace cartilage in my right wrist and right shoulder. What should I do? And this question comes from Gary from Mount Eliza. Tony, what rights does Gary have?
It's almost similar advice to what John gave the last viewer. You've got to lodge a claim, obviously, for no-fault benefits, and you get your medical treatment paid for and also your loss of income. TAC pays at 80% of your pre-injury earnings up to a statutory maximum, which these days is around $1,200 or just above that. So, yeah, that's the first thing you do. Plus, because he's got a really nasty wrist injury and shoulder, when you're dealing with cartilage that's been damaged, it generally is a degenerative condition. It doesn't get better, it gets worse with time. So I would have thought down the track there'd probably be a claim for common law damages because in this case here, the driver cut in front of his path. So negligence is not an issue. So yeah, I think you better get advice, Gary, because you're going to have long-lasting effects of an injury there.
It's a nasty injury to your wrist and shoulder. Tony, in our experience, as we both know, this will not go away.
No. Usually, I've seen a lot of nasty wrist injuries that just progressively get worse.
Well, you've got the
cartilage breaks down
and osteoarthritis.
That's exactly right.
Issue.
That's exactly right.
You've got substantive common law damages recourse here.
And plus, if it's that nasty, you'd think that it will probably develop a psychiatric condition as well. Severe psych, who knows?
Exactly.
So get the advice.
And Gary, we hope that's helped you also.
Let's hope you get better too.
Well, that's right, it's always the main thing. So we're going on to the third question for tonight. DPI show. I had a motor vehicle accident due to diesel being spilt all over the road, forcing me into an embankment. That's not good. That's pretty scary, actually, to have diesel and to be forced into an embankment. It has left me with severe back pain, and my son who was travelling with me was also injured. The accident has also left me with extensive damage. Is there anything that TAC can do for me? And this is from Jordan in Ringwood. John, well, that really concerns me because you can't really see what's on the road sometimes, and you wouldn't know if it's diesel or if it's going to be anything that's going to force you into an embankment.
We've all had that experience where we're driving along and we either avoid something on the road or, unfortunately, Jordan in this case, he's actually been injured as a result. Now, you need to lodge a transport accident claim and notify the incident to the police, Jordan, ASAP. Again, you've got various entitlements that arise out of the Transport Accident Act, including medical expenses, maybe loss of earnings, Tony.
There's loss of earnings as well.
And then impairment benefits that accrue also, Tony.
Well, John, if he's going to need surgery to his back, is he going to have surgery? Possibly.
Possibly, yes.
I think what's important in these sorts of cases, and people don't realise it, is that because there's no other car involved except for the fact that some cars actually spilt the diesel or truck, if you can, go back and take photos and even a video, because down the track, if it becomes a serious injury, you can sue the unidentified car or truck that spilt the diesel that caused you to run off the road in the first place.
Exactly.
But you're going to have some sort of evidence to present to a court to show that that was on the road so that they're not saying you're making it up. So it is very, very important that you go back and take some video footage and photos.
Contemporaneously with the actual...
Because if you let it go for too long, they'll say, hey, hold it, where's the link?
And that's why the report to the police and to the TAC initially and as soon as possible is very important.
I don't think you can rely on, and I'm not being disrespectful to the police force, I don't think you can rely on the police unless there's a fatality, because they're busy, there's a lot of things going on, there's a lot of paperwork. If there's a fatality, you'll get forensics out there, they'll start taking photos and this and that and whatever.
And of course...
Take your own photos and videos.
And of course attending your GP straight away to go through what injuries you're suffering from.
And you also got to be consistent in the sense that you've got to say that I slid off the road because of oil.
Oh yes, exactly, accounting in as much detail what occurred.
That would also reflect for the son as well in this instance too.
Yeah, exactly. So I've actually got a case similar to this.
Well, Tony, you can tell us about it next time. Unfortunately, we've run out of that time again for the questions, but thank you again for writing in. We would like to remind you of our email, which is info@thepishow.com. And of course, keep watching previous episodes at www.thepishow.com. Thank you again for watching.
Thanks, John. Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you, Tony.
And viewers, stay tuned. Next week, we're going to be doing public liability in general, and also stay safe. Thank you.